Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another season of new Restaurant Crusade Season 2. Tonight, we set the scene at the absolutely beautiful establishment of Prince Ulric of Timurin, where there is to be a rather short and quiet ceremony, but a happy one of the very few happy ones. About a month ago, the prince made a proposal to Lady Eirene, a proposal of marriage, and today is that sacred day that they are to, well, put a ring on each other's finger. Witnessed before God to never be parted until death. A very human notion, one that is very much complicated by the norms of canine society and by their very condition. Alas, so it is. And so it is that these two are to be happily married on this lovely evening. Why can't I say evening properly? Eirene, how are you preparing for your wedding? No doubt Eirene has had many ideas of what her ultimate marriage would end up as, being a noble's daughter.
Nope.
Or not, because she is dense.
No, because Eirene had 4 or 5, I don't know exactly off the top of my head anymore, had 4 or 5 elder sisters. She was going to go to a nunnery. She was never planned to get wed off.
Well, she could just suck.
So how is
today is not the day she sucks. Today is the day of her wedding, and one of great happiness. So how is she preparing? As this is not a common event, certainly not one she expected, certainly not one normal for Canaanites.
Nope. Well, she prepares by first making sure that she is definitely not hungry. So she at first puts on, like, her normal set of clothing, just, simple dress and everything. Goes out hunting in Timurin. Feeds well enough to make sure that, she won't, she'll be all right. Actually feeds rather well, I must say. Maybe indulging a little bit. Maybe. Then strolls quietly back to the palace. Basically, kind of thinking about the strange way she's walked so far that has kind of led her up to this moment. It's been a weird year, to say the least. Like, little over a year ago, she did not know anything about the society. And then she met with the Lady Celine, and from there on, she met Ulric, and now here she is. Neonate and about to be married to a prince, nonetheless. She actually kind of smiles. She actually kind of smiles when she thinks of, like, her human dad and how he would feel if he would ever know, which he will not because he's no longer alive, that his youngest daughter would marry a prince. And then she kind of shakes that thoughts away because they were of a past life and they are of no concern to her now anymore. And she certainly has no, um, she does not want to think back on those days and those times and how she parted with that. Um, she will walk past the lake, again, kind of staring at it as she always does when she goes past it. Kind of with a mixture of some anticipation, as if something is about to jump on her from that lake. But she shrugs and walks on, gets back to her room, where she will get from out of one of the closets there a stunningly beautiful dress, which is in the style of Constantinople, um, which is a present from Madeline to, well, both her and Ulric, I'd say, for their wedding day. Um, he's thinking still, like, part of her is sad that Madeline isn't there, that the other friends aren't there. She would have liked to be the center of attention, but she shrugs it away because that is supposed to be a sin. Like vanity is a sin. So she will push that thought away from her. This is what Ulrich wants, and it's fine. And she will, as a good woman, will adhere to his wishes. It's fine. And so she will get dressed and will do her hair, and yeah, we'll wait because she doesn't really know what's about to happen. So she will just wait in her room.
Well, she puts on her dress. It is a beautiful dress. Madeline clearly went through significant expense to get this dress. Few moments will pass after she's dressed, and one of the servants that you recognize as one of Ulric's personal rules. Well, he will not enter. Actually, the door is just knocked. They wouldn't enter.
Eirene will call that he may enter.
Yeah, you see Ulric's personal rule. The man he used to host the Elysium several times to guide people down. The glorified tour guide, but a very experienced one, a very talented one, and he'll just say, "My Lady Eirene, the ceremony is to begin in 5 minutes."
5 minutes, right? Okay. We'll stand up, suddenly kind of nervous, and we'll follow the call. We'll give him a nod and follow.
Follow the ghoul down, and you're in. He guides you down to a small room that just overlooks the garden area with that beautiful lake and the lovely flora and fauna, gorgeous flora. The almost foreign-looking flora, as if it were from a different part of the world.
Eirene will look around. Presumably she's not been here too often, so she'll take in like the flowers, the trees.
It's the lake you had the vision in.
Hmm?
It's that one lake you had a vision in.
Okay.
That one.
That one. Okay, and then she will
She
enjoy.
doesn't remember that though, so that's fine.
I mean, it's still kind of, that like that's kind of like being there and being a little weird and anxious. But yeah, no, she'll enjoy. She'll focus on like the flowers and plants and sky, and focuses on taking the right steps and not tripping over the dress, because that would be really a waste of a good dress.
As you're examining flowers, two familiar arms wrap around Irene's waist. It is the prince.
Yeah, she'll stop kind of abruptly, almost a little. It's almost as if she was scared for a moment. Like, oh, who's behind me? Like that shudder goes through her body, and she'll turn around. Prince Ulric.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. As to you.
You nervous?
Little. I did not ever really expect something like this to happen. Are you nervous?
Slightly. I never thought I'd see this day.
Yeah. Are you sure this is what you want, Prince Ulric?
Yes. Is this what you want?
With all my heart.
I suppose we can skip the priest.
If that is what you want.
The only further thing I would wish is for God to be our witness. So we might still need the priest.
Well, some of our friends say that he does not witness us anymore. But I do not believe that.
Neither do I. I hope it's a union he blesses.
I hope so too. But if not, we will just create our own.
That we shall. The priest comes out. Funnily enough, Eirene, you recognize this man? It's the guy who hosts. It's the guy who told you the ceremony would be in 5 minutes. He's just in a different outfit.
Lol. Okay.
It appears he may have managed to weasel his way into some some religious institution. Canines are nothing if productive with their goals, it seems.
Irene's eyebrows kind of raise, and then she smiles.
If this township were to have a bishop, he'd likely be it. Instead, he aids me in guiding the nobility towards a better path.
If you were short of a priest, I have a ghoul in Edessa who is a priest.
He was a priest quite a long time ago.
I see.
Are you ready?
I don't think I'll be more ready if we keep standing here.
He will offer her his hand.
And yeah, she'll take it.
He will walk you up to the priest, who is priest slash host, head servant, who is standing at the edge of the lake. It's a clear night, so you can see moon rays kind of gleam gently off its center. Naturally, you do not see yourself.
Naturally.
The priest begins with, well, he would say, we'll all gather here today, but there's no one else but him. But he will say that. I'll gather here today to witness the union of two blessed souls in holy matrimony. He goes on for a little bit. It does actually take him a while. Speaking a little bit about God and marriage, but not saying too much. You notice that. he doesn't make jokes. He obviously is incredibly loyal to his daughter, so he doesn't go anywhere near even remotely slighting him. What's Eirene doing as he speaks? Is she thinking about anything?
She's mostly trying to focus on the words, and she's trying actually very hard to kind of shut any other thoughts out of her head. I mean, her thoughts will, of course, go back to basically, again, like the things that have happened last year. Also, the troubles that they've gone through are still basically kind of haunting today. But like, as soon as those thoughts pop up, she'll push them away because tonight is supposed to be happy, and she's not gonna get like no one, not even fucking Mary, is gonna get in her way of being happy right now. So any bad thoughts, she will try and keep out of her head.
He goes on to state the sacred history of marriage, and that it is his honor to be able to minister for this marriage, and it kind of repeats Ulric's line of God as their witness.
I mean, well, squeeze Ulrich's hand just for a moment. Not too hard.
You have potence.
Yeah, so not too hard. Like it's a soft squeeze.
Fortunately, he's a tough nut to crack. After finishing his little speech, which I'll actually have him roll for, and he's quite an old ghoul, so he actually gets quite a lot of dice this. I normally have a couple of extra. Oh, damn! He doesn't have a specialty though. He's an
Wow.
old ghoul. He gets a whole lot of dice to this. This is kind of his thing. This is a tertiary. Not tertiary, secondary. He's very old, so he gets an extra bonus dice or a couple. So yeah, his speech is definitely very. It's a heartening speech. It's nothing big. It's not some grand oratory. He's just seeing to the marriage of two loving people. And it kind of comes across in that very humble, genuine, authentic happiness of these two to be wed. Ulric may have had a point when he said he could be a bishop. This man knows how to speak for every occasion, particularly this one.
Well, in that case, Irene will have little issue shoving her thoughts aside. If the speech is so moving, she'll be there.
It's not hard,
very
yeah.
hard
It's not
not to
hard
cry.
with his very moving speech. Although he is a bit of a waffler. Perhaps his only flaw. But then he turns to Ulric and he says, Lord and Prince Ulric. You even see his like back bends ever so slightly as he just kind of nods to him. Just kind of leans a little bit. It's almost like a tiny bow. Do you take Lady Eirene Eirene as your lawful wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and cherish until death do you part? Ulric says, I do. I take this ring as a sign of my love and faithfulness, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I forgot to mention the priest actually does have the ring. Or the rings. He turns to you, and he is respectful, but obviously not as quite as reverent as he is to the Lord and Prince Ulric. Lady Eirene Eirene, will you take the Lord and Prince Ulric here present for your lawfully wedded husband, according to the rites of our Holy Mother in the Catholic Church?
With all my heart, and as God is my witness, I do.
Then, as God is our witness, I hereby declare you both husband and wife. May your marriage be as long-lasting. Actually, you'll say, may your marriage be as everlasting as you are. And yeah, Ulric will go to kiss the bride.
And the bride will kiss Ulric. Oh.
There are obligated claps from the ghouls present.
I can imagine Irene's ghouls crying.
She
Such
is.
a sweet old lady.
She's such a sweet old lady. It is the shot of the happiness she never had. And it is the one that she never thought Eirene would have. But she got it.
Yay.
The priest will bow to you both. And after you kiss, Ulric will gently take your arm and begin walking you back into well, from whence you came.
Yep. Irene will have a big smile on her face, and will definitely allow herself to be led back to the palace.
Yeah. Ulric will open the doors. Roll me perception awareness.
Oh, Jesus. I thought nothing. God damn. Oh, well. Nothing bad is supposed to happen today.
I mean, everything happens today. So, as you open the door, wow, this is not the room you left from. No, this appears to be some sort of, it's a room that's made of heavy stone, almost as if it were the room of a castle or the basement of a building. On it, you see an altar surrounded by a sort of ritual circle. Two free figures seem to be fighting familiar faces. Ulric, the Merchant of Bones. The Merchant of Bones melts one with his blood. He literally touches him with his blood, and his arm just kind of apparates, dusts, and does the same to his torso as the man just kind of collapses into death, almost bloodlessly. Ulric cuts apart his opponent with a burning blade in a far more gory display, and then quickly moves to cut down the others. He has set a flame that fights through the red fear to cut down his next opponent. You don't recognize this figure actually. I'm thinking of the wrong person. And it looks like they are to save the figure at the center of this altar, this sacrifice. But as Ulric and the Merchant of Bones finish up their work, as they finish their purge of these clearly unholy figures, these diseased, unnatural humans, these corrupted humans, a small child just gently slits the throat of the sacrifice as the Merchant of Bones and Ulric turn to face him, as he just vanishes as if he was never there, just waving as he does, fade from view. And the circle cracks and bursts, and things begin to pour out from beneath. Maybe, what was it, an intelligence occult roll to understand the ritual?
I think so. Intelligence and occults. I always fail these.
Yeah, you're really good at seeing all the things, but not actually interpreting them. So, in other words, you really should have been a Markavian.
Yeah, I know.
But yes, division then just kind of, you blink once and you're just kind of back in the room. Like this, as if this was never here. As if that just never happened at all.
Yeah, Eirene kind of stares at the place where, Division was. She's not moving anymore.
Ulric kind of stops because he's attached to you right now.
I mean, he's free to let go.
He's not going to do that, don't be silly. He looks at you ever so slightly concerned that you seem to have just completely frozen place after immediately getting married to him. Not exactly a sign of confidence right there.
And yeah, she looks up at him, a little shocked. She really shouldn't be shocked anymore. Like, should get used to this by now, but it's one of those things that you never get really used to. And she just shakes her head for a moment, and is gonna roll her subterfuge to pretend nothing has happened.
Sure. Ulric's not actually good at perceiving people's feelings because he never was.
I got 3 successes.
It's going to be hard to beat with Ulric's dice. Yeah. So yeah, Ulric doesn't perceive anything to be wrong.
And she'll smile, like tries to hide her like moment there, with a happy smile.
he kind of pulls her in and lets her lean against him as he walks. And they kind of walk through the halls to to a private room where they're able to speak. It's very comfortable. It's probably the most luscious room in the entire building outside of, private bed chambers. And the grand hall.
Yeah, I mean,
the seating is soft and luxurious. It's comfortable, it's warm. The area is well lit, it's softly lit. It's very relaxing.
Eirene is really glad that, she can lean against Ulric, because usually after a vision, she's not too, she's usually a little unsteady. And this really helps masking it. When they enter the room, she'll go and sit down. Seems to be a bit more quiet than before. Yeah, does the kind of thing where she's just looking at the ring and looking back up at Ulric. So here we are then.
Here we are.
I don't feel any different, but at the same time, I feel like completely different. Does that sound weird?
I think I understand. I actually feel that way right now.
Well, I'm glad it's not me then.
He'll just kind of rest on the sofa in a very kind of like he's resting on the arm. And they'll go to kiss Eirene again.
Yeah, she returns the kiss. Let's just strokes his cheek with her hand. Are you still convinced that no one should know about this?
I don't blame you for wishing to show me off, but yes.
I see.
But don't concern yourself with that right now. Tonight is our night. Nobody else's.
I mean, just thinks back. It's like, well, it's kind of Aldrich and Merchant of Bones night as well, but that's not neither here nor there. And she's again like trying not to show that moment of concern on her face, and will simply smile and nod. Yes, let's make sure that nothing bad will disturb this night.
Nothing. Yeah, he'll just kind of hold her.
Yeah.
How's Eirene doing? She seems a bit on edge.
She's a bit on edge, but it's not necessarily because of him. Although, you know, this is venturing into a new area of basically being a woman that she was never really thought of or taught about or expected to experience. So there's definitely nervousness because of that. But you know, she's trying to keep a straight face for Ulric, but her thoughts are definitely on that vision as well, unfortunately.
Hmm. After kissing her a third time, his head kind of bobs against her temple as he says, "The night of our union, and you are to leave for Odessa on the next day. Are you sure you could not stay for a few more nights?"
Um, I would love to, but I mean, not I'm not as important that Odessa can't miss me, but there are things going on there, and well, you know there are things going on there. People are expecting things of me. I may be I may not be as important as the Ancilla or the elders of the city, but I still add an extra pair of hands, an extra pair of eyes.
But you are far more than that.
Mm. To you, perhaps, as you are to me, but I can assure you to most of Odessa's population, I am not as significant. And that is good. But I am
You
afraid
do
that
yourself so little credit. I doubt any could ignore the noble and virtuous bearing from you.
I you flatter me.
And you are my wife.
Is it a husband's duty to flatter his wife? Because in that case, you're a husband of mine. Continue your duties.
Oh, where should I begin? Should I have already spoken of your nobility and beauty? Should I speak of your many talents?
Whereas I
Many
would blush.
achievements, intricacies?
I've never been very credited on having many talents. Best talent I seem to possess is the talent to get into trouble.
Another talent to add to the list. He kind of kisses her again as he says that. Uh, He leaves have a small kind of nip on her neck.
Oh my.
She feels the kiss ever so slightly for kind of a fleeting moment.
She actually looks a little surprised at that. It's definitely not something that she's used to. Um, she she's very inexperienced in this area, so she's just kind of letting this all happen. She's just starting to kind of remove the things that keep her hair up, so it kind of falls down.
And let us make this a night to remember.
Looking forward to it. Well, I'm already enjoying it.
He will actually guide her to his bedchambers. Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah, I mean, we'll follow. Not quite sure where to look or what to expect from this, but she will follow.
Yeah.
And I guess we can, call it a scene there. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a night of passion and love and lust unfolds. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. As Eirene just kind of forgets the vision, if only for just a little bit. As the ecstasy of the kiss surrounds both parties, and I think with that, that is where we shall end this scene. Thank you, players, for playing well, player for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you all next time.